Hey folks, nice sky, too dark in this. It was a demonstration, so I'm not sentimental about these. If they're good enough I'll try and sell them, but most of them are demonstrations and were done as an entertainment for most of you and good practice for me, but it's not going to go anywhere. It's just too muddy. So what we do is to prime with some acrylic paint. In this case I'm using burnt umber. I don't like painting with acrylic anymore. I don't get a lot of pleasure from it. I like the blending effects I can get with oil, but it's a personal choice. It's neither better nor worse than oil painting. So what I do, I just pour a bit of the old burnt umber, some good colour. Like, keep the lid on, and get a bit of PVA glue. PVA glue, like I buy it in this very convenient litre pot, and just unscrew got a good sealer, and just pour some of that on all over. PVA glue is the same as acrylic paint, it just hasn't got any colour in it. It's all acrylic. PVA glue is acrylic. You can dilute it a bit with water to make it into a varnish or a medium for your paint, but I prefer, when I used acrylic in a painting, I've got loads of acrylic paint. If I go back to it, I've got lots of vet gel. I'll show you this, because this is the medium I used. It's a darn sight cheaper than buying expensive flow mediums. This is vet gel, it's acrylic, that's why it goes well. So just an old brush, just wish it all about. The burnt umber will just about obliterate the painting underneath. Also, painting over the old ones saves me buying loads more watercolour paper. This is the Fabriana £130, so it's only got about 30% wood pulp, the rest is rag. So there we are, primer. Gesso, if you like. I suppose that's gesso. Just try and get some of the brush marks out of it, although they do give a bit of character to painting. Okay, so there's a nice dark burnt umber. So Luke B, who is very interested in what I do, PVA glue, woodworking adhesive, burnt umber, cheap from Wilco's, they don't do it anymore sadly. These 200 millilitre tubes were about a couple of pounds, £1.50, and they were good, but they've stopped doing them. So there we are, burnt umber. You can also use burnt sienna. Just trying to show you the different mediums that you can use to prime your paper or your boards. There's the burnt sienna, Winsor & Newton. That's quite good quality, but used like this it doesn't matter, it's all PVA glue. Some is thick, some isn't thick. So I'll put those to one side. Here we are, white gesso primer. It's titanium white. It's quite expensive. I only use this when I'm going to paint one of those very oily 2, 3, 4 colour ones where I'm lifting out and I want a white background to lift out on. I wouldn't want to use it on that. Right, so the next stage, put that all aside, seal the top. It's got a screw top here, and it just releases a little, well, it closes down onto a little plunger, but it does get a bit stiff sometimes. I'm near the end of this one. Okay, look, you just unscrew there, and the nozzle in there just releases the glue. Then when you tighten it up again, it pushes a little plunger there that seals the hole so it doesn't let air in. Sometimes it does when you can really pull it off and just put a pointed thing in the cap and just to free it from the dried acrylic. So there we are. Now the next, if you want to carry on with your painting, the old hairdryer. Look. So I do that till it's dry. This, I'm going to do that. You don't want to see me dry this, but that's what you do. Then go and wash your brush. Otherwise, if that dries, you can throw the brush away. But anyway, I'm going to paint a picture on that now. Well, when I've dried it. Just get a bit there. Okay, so I hope that gives you some information. Watercolour paper is very suitable for oil painting and acrylic painting. You don't have to prime the paper, you can paint straight on it with your oil paints. The problem is that the oil will dry straight into the paper, and you might have to give it a coat of retouch varnish when you're finished, when it's dry of course. So there we are. So for 30p we've got a nice, you've got 2 demonstrations. Well, 3 demonstrations because I'm going to paint over it. So there we are. I hope that's of some interest to you. You can see my table there. This all brushes and stuff. The box easel is here. There you are. Got a laptop on the table beside. There we are. So don't throw your watercolours that you don't like away. Do this, gives you another surface to paint on. Make sure you don't get any bits on it. Right, okay, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.